Hi, hello, Craftingtons here. Today we are going to be building this lovely lady's crown. Let's get stuck in.
Let's go!
To create Peach's crown, we are going to need a template. I simply made this one out of paper. Some EVA foam. I've got Bright Creations, but any old div, I suppose. Some foam clay, which was actually really fun to play with. This hot garbage. I changed it. I bought Impact instead. You'll see why later. We're gonna need a cutting tool of some description, a heat gun, this is mine, and a Dremel. So I made my template because I don't actually own a printer. I simply made my template by using my tablet. Oh, there you go. There we go. There we go. I literally zoomed in to the size that I wanted it, placed my paper on top, and drew around it. Quick PSA, if you're going to be using this method, I simply used a very soft pencil with a very light hand to simply trace the shapes. Please don't go scratching your screens with pens or sharp pencils. Then I'm grabbing my EVA foam here, make sure it's nice and flat. And we're literally just going to take our shape and draw around it. Yeah, there we go. This little template was for the gems that were going to go on the front. I totally discarded these earlier on, but these were pointless. Absolutely pointless. Then we're just taking our knife, making sure we have something underneath because I nearly sliced into my table doing this, and just cutting out the shapes. Simple. Cool transition in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, no, it wasn't that cool actually. Pointless. Absolutely pointless, these pieces. There we go. Bin them. Now all we need to do is smooth off our edges. For that, we're going to need our Dremel. But safety is priority here, so we're going to need a mask. Yeah, look at that. Boom. Make sure you put your masks on because the particles flying everywhere is not delicious to breathe in at all, I must admit. So here we're just smoothing down all the edges. Make sure everything's nice and smooth. Looking a lot at different images of Peach's crown, I noticed she had this ridge going through the middle of it. So here we're just marking out our ridge, tracing it through the paper, and we're just going to use our Dremel to smooth out that ridge and sort of dig into the foam and make a little ridge there, like that. It didn't quite match up, so once we do get it stuck together, we'll probably go back in with our Dremel and just make sure that the ridge matches up nicely on either side. Making sure that everything looks nice. Then we're literally just taking our heat gun, warming up the EVA foam, which is quite easy to do actually. It bends quite nicely into shape. Once it's nice and warm, just trying to curl it up here. And this is once again the hot garbage glue. This glue is hot garbage. I am struggling here. Unlike, say, cement, like instant cement, this stuff literally did not stick at all. It required 24 hours, and I am not a patient person in that regard, so the 24 hours was not going to work for me with sticking this together. But as you can see, it's It's just not working. Stop. Okay, thank you. And time to clean up this mess, because this is disgusting. Always keep your workstations clear, guys. I struggle with this sometimes. Here we are with our absolutely useless pieces of foam. Just chuck them. Don't bother with them. I'll explain why. Here we go with our foam clay. We're just gonna roll out some gem shapes, like so. This is what they looked like when I used the foam pieces. They were so chunky, so chunky, oh my gosh. So instead I opted to just get the general shape that I liked. I ended up not going for the sort of circular shape. I kind of wish I did go for the more circular shape, but I went for this squarish shape instead. When it comes to foam clay, you need water to like smooth it out. Water activates it as well, helps it to stick to itself. As you can see on Princess Peach's crown, each jewel is set with a like ridge around the edge. So we're just rolling out a sausage here to just wrap around our little gems. And that's going to be our welded ridge. Just smoothing that out, make sure it's nice and smooth. And this is what they looked like. Pretty little gems. They're going to look so nice when they're all painted up. Here we are, fully done. Those need 24 hours to dry. And then we can get on with painting them.
One eternity later.
So the things that we're going to need in order to start painting these is we're going to need some Mod Podge. We're going to need the acrylic paint. I chose this gold because Peach's crown is gold. Going to need some white paint, and you're going to need some colour for your gems, a lacquer or a clear varnish of some kind, and brushes, of course. So with these gems, I simply chopped off the base to try and make them flatter so that they stick nicer to the crown once they're complete. And then we just started priming them. That's all the Mod Podge is for. I chose a matte primer. I suppose if you wanted to use a gloss primer you could, but I just chose a matte colour, or a matte finish should I say. And here as well, finished priming the gems, and then we just primed the crown. This really didn't take very long to dry either, so after 5-10 minutes I was ready to go again with a second coat of primer, and then I was able to get on with the painting. Thinking about it, it probably didn't really need a second coat of primer, as I used my heat gun to seal the foam. I just ran the heat gun over it, and that just seals the foam so it doesn't soak up as much colour or primer. And here we are, we're now going in with the acrylic colour. Just gonna... So as you can see, this colour goes on so nicely. The other pot of colour that I had did not go on very well. It was a bit blobby, a bit thin, so I changed my mind from this colour to this colour, and I am very happy with the results. So this is going to get 2 coats of paint, and then we're going to also paint around the edges of the gems, and they'll get 2 coats as well. This is where I messed up, as I decided to use my hot air gun as a dryer. This doesn't work, please do not do that. It just made the paint all bubble and peel, so that will be painted again. So at this point I decided I might as well stick my gems on and paint them along with everything else. This did turn out to be just a little bit messy, so I did end up using a scrap piece of foam to just clean up the edges of each gem as I was sticking them down, since, as you can see here, the glue was oozing out of each edge. So I just used that to mop any excess up so it didn't dry blobby. And when I was happy with that placement, I simply did it 3 more times. Just like that. Now that they're stuck on, it's time to paint. So I went for this aquamarine blue and a pinky red as well. Both of these paints are iridescent, so they have like a little glitter to them, which I felt went well with Peach's colours. Then, in order to fully complete the crown, I unfortunately didn't film it, but I simply cleaned up the edges of the gems to make sure that there was no colour leaking onto the gold. I then sprayed it with the clear lacquer, and then I added a white highlight to each gem. And this is the final result. I am so happy with it. Yes, I can definitely see where there are areas to improve, but as a first ever creation, it's perfect to me. If you enjoyed this or found this helpful in any way, leave a like down below. That'll let me know that you guys are enjoying this. And till next time, I'll see you all later. Bye!